In this episode, we're going to talk about how do you get revenue from adjusters. Now, I know when I say that, a lot of you are probably rolling your eyes in your head going, I don't like adjusters. I don't want to work with insurance. I'm going to do my own thing. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. We all have decisions to make. But I would tell everybody, as I tell most of my clients, that as you look at your restoration company, you really need to have 3 to 5 different revenue streams in order to keep yourself protected from major changes that happen in the industry. As we all know, Google's changing every single day. TPA programs are changing every day. The rules are just constantly changing. So you may be thinking you don't want to work with adjusters, but listen to this short clip. Maybe it'll change your mind a little bit to decide, hey, is this something I should look at? So when we talk about adjusters, when I had my restoration company, we definitely were doing over double digits. So we were a fairly big company. And I did work a lot with adjusters. Adjusters are a little bit harder. They take a little bit more, I'd say, skill and a little bit more panache as far as how you're going to work with them. But there's a couple of things that I would tell you if you're going to do that are going to change the game for you and hopefully for the adjuster as well. When we talk about sales or when you talk about your clients and wanting to get business from them, the first thing I would tell you, no matter what, is you always need to be finding out what their needs are. Too many times we want to tell people what our company does. We want to tell them how big we are. We want to tell them how fast we are. We want to tell them that all of our guys are certified. And all of that stuff's okay, but nobody really cares about that if we don't find out what it is they want to make their lives easier. So go into every conversation asking yourself the question, how can I make their life easier? How can I make it better? And when you figure that out, you're going to start getting a whole lot more work. So just a couple tips and tricks. Obviously, if you want to get more information after this, please reach out to us. Our website's very simple. It's restorationmadesimple.com. You can just fill out the more information and we will contact you to talk about some of the things that we offer as a consulting company. But let's jump into 2 to 3 things that I would tell you if you want to get more work from adjusters. Number one, anytime you get the opportunity and find out that an adjuster is going to go out to the job, do anything and everything you can to meet the adjuster on site. Some of you get nervous and you think, oh, this adjuster hates me or I don't like them. But if you're going to start getting work from them, you need to get to know them. You need to have a personal relationship with them. So, number one, make sure that you meet the adjusters on site. When you meet the adjuster at the house or at the commercial job, the other thing that you need to do is do everything you can to make their life easier. If you think about all the pain points that adjusters have, it typically comes down to time management. They get assigned too many claims and they don't have enough time to write the estimates. They don't have enough time to do the sketch. So when you show up, one of the things I would ask them is, hey, how busy are you? Have you been able to keep up with all your work? Ask them. I guarantee they're going to say things are super busy and they're going to tell you that they're really behind. That's the perfect opportunity to say, hey, if I were to sketch this for you and send you the ESX, would that help out? I promise you, they love it when they don't have to do the sketch and when they don't have to create an ESX. Now, some adjusters, company policy may not allow for it, but I had many adjusters where the company said they could not take my estimate, but I still sent them the ESX so that they could go ahead and write their estimate off of it. So that's number one, make their life easier. Number two, I always tried to plan. If I knew the adjuster was going to be there, I tried to reach out to them a day before, let them know that I wanted to meet them on the job site. And then I always tried to plan to have a lunch with them afterwards. Now, I know this isn't always going to work, but for the times that it does work, if you gain an hour with an adjuster, it's going to be a home run. It's a great opportunity, and it's a chance for you to get to know them and for them to get to know you. The third thing is ask the adjuster the things that they do and don't like to see on estimates. Now, this might seem a little bit risky. You might think you're setting yourself up for failure, but let's be totally honest. It's going to come out in the wash somewhere. So even if you don't ask the question and you put stuff in the estimate they don't like, you're going to hear about it one way or another. I would much rather know upfront the things that they do and don't like. And I've had many adjusters say, hey, Nate, I can't pay for this. I'm not going to pay for this. But you know what? Go ahead and do this, this, and this to offset it. I know that sounds crazy, I don't like having to offset stuff when I know that I did work for something else. But if I'm working within their parameters and I can still make money off of it, I'm totally fine with it. Now, keep in mind, these are just a couple tips and tricks as far as how do we get more work from adjusters. But the things I would tell you is number one, when you hear an adjuster is going to a job, do everything you can to get out there. Number two, make their life easier. Number three, try to get them to lunch, try to get them to breakfast, do whatever it takes. And number four, and I didn't bring this up, I always like the adjusters. I like to ask the adjusters, hey, what would it take for us to get more work from you guys? Be bold, right? They're going to tell you, hey, this is what we look for, or hey, I can't send you work, or hey, be part of our vendor program. But it never hurts to ask, to find out and say, how do we get more work from you? A lot of times they'll tell you what the process is. They know what the company requirements are. They know what the carrier requirements are. So don't be afraid to ask. If you guys want to learn more tips and tricks about how to work with adjusters, how to work with agents and with plumbers and property managers, please go to our website, restorationmadesimple.com. Go ahead and fill out the information page, and one of us will reach out to you and see if we can help you out. Thanks, everybody.